Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 18 of scaling a completely new agency from the ground up. Today we're doing something a little bit different. It's the last day in Bali. Today we're getting a business class flight all the way from Bali to Manchester. So that's 2 business class flights. I believe one of them's a Q suite with Qatar Airways. We're going to be stopping off at Doha. Hopefully we get a really nice, sweet ride home. Let's get it. Okay, let's start by seeing what we've got here. If you watched last week's episode, you know that we flew business class for Emirates. So it's going to be a bit of a comparison episode today. Got some body lotion, face cream, lip balm, a towel, and also some natural spray. I've noticed I've also been given the white company package, so we'll see what's inside this. I'm hoping it's some pyjamas because it's 1 AM at the minute. And I could do with getting at least a couple of hours sleep in it. Nice, it is. Well, it'll be rude not to get changed into them, so let's go and see what we're working with. Check these out. This is a much nicer bathroom than the Emirates one. You've actually got quite a lot of room in here. Let's see what these pyjamas look like. And there we go, we're ready for the flight. These are a lot comfier than the other ones, I can't lie. That's better, we're in the pyjamas now. We'll get a side-by-side comparison of the Emirates versus the Qatar pyjamas. It feels good to be back. Got my old setup back and I'm going to quickly show you exactly how it's looking so far. So we've got desk 1. This is going to be where I do all my video editing, all of the designing and basically anything that involves a computer. And over here you'll have to mind the cable management, that's all needs to be sorted this weekend. But this is strictly for sketching and reading only. No electronics, nothing to distract me, just a wooden table and my thoughts and ideas. We've got the Jack Watson Designs light here from the older place. But yeah, it feels good to be back. I think not having a setup was okay at first and I didn't really mind not having a setup. With the projects that we've just signed, I think it's really important that I give it my absolute all and have the best setup possibly available to myself. So what are we doing today? Well, in the last video you'll see we sent the directions off for Jude to choose for the Volatile brand identity, and he's gone for direction 1. So the next step now is to develop this identity, create a unique logo mark, which I know initially I said I wasn't going to do. However, after speaking to Jude, I think it's quite important that we do create one. We need to develop the brand assets and we also need to create the brand guidelines. So let's start with a mind map. Okay, so we're going to start off by simply writing the name in the middle of the mind map. Now I'm using Freeform on the iPad, which I believe is a standard app that comes with the iPad. Now, by no means necessary do you need to use an iPad for this. A pen and paper is completely fine. So we'll start off by writing Volatile in the middle, which is the brand identity. So the very first thing that I've done is split it into 5 different sections. We've got symbolism, tone, shapes and forms, core concepts, and visual style. Now the idea here with this base is to now stem off each one of these, coming up with as many words as we can possibly think of, which could ultimately start to form the logo type. So we'll start with core concepts. Okay, so as you can see, we've stemmed off 6 different words off the back of core concepts, and that's power, rebellion, confidence, innovation, leadership, and trendsetter. So I'll do the same for the rest of them now, and I'll show you exactly what we've selected and why. Okay, so we've got a good amount of words here to use as a guide that we can refer back to when creating logos, but the next step now is to find as much inspiration as we possibly can from sources such as Pinterest. Now I'm going to head over to the computer, find some inspiration, pull them together into an Adobe Illustrator file, and I'll show you exactly what we've picked out. Just before we find the inspiration, I'm going to show you the changes that I've made to Luca Peterson's website, which I started about 9 days ago now, and I posted a video on it. We've made quite a few adjustments to the website using Framer, and yeah, let's take a look at what it looks like. So when you load it, it's got the beautiful animations. Similar to my website, this was a free project that I did for Luca, just to try and build my portfolio in web design. As you can see, we've got these beautiful AI images in the background. We've got the rounded rectangular buttons, ultimately funneling someone from the top of the website all the way down to the pricing, where they can either subscribe or book a call for his mentorship services. And one of the questions that I had in the last video was, how do I actually transfer this to Luca's Framer? So I'm going to show you exactly how I do this now. Now, I don't know if this is technically the correct way, but this is what I've been doing ever since I've been started building websites on Framer. So I've got his website here. I click these 3 buttons, and it's simply I copy a remix link, send this over to him, and then he will actually be able to access this template inside of Framer. And then all he will need to do from there is publish it. You can change the domain, you can buy a domain. And more importantly, if you want to create a website on Framer and you want 35% off the first 3 months, I believe, then you can use the code Jack, because I'm actually a Framer affiliate as well. And I should earn some sort of kickback from it. So I'd definitely appreciate it. But yeah, I thought I'd show you exactly where we're up to in terms of the website. Similar layout to mine, but converts very, very well, but with Luca Peterson's branding instead. Now, originally it was yellow and black, and something didn't look right, so we've gone for this grayscale look instead, and it looks so much better, so I thought I'd just quickly update it. Quickly update you guys at home and show you exactly what I've done. But yeah, it's looking nice. So if we click play here, we can see how responsive it is as well. All good. So we're actually running quite late today. It's 5 o'clock. And jet lag is still messing me up a little bit, I can't lie. Now, this was the branding that Jude went for in the end. I'm going to quickly run you through the document, actually, just in case you missed the last episode. So we presented 2 different directions, and the second one consisted of this thicker typography with the negative space Volt inside of the logo. However, Jude's confidently gone for direction 1, which is this. Now, it's a combination of expanded letters and normal letters. You can change the thickness of all of these as well, but the concept was pretty much presenting this long word mark and also a condensed version of the word mark as well. Now, this is going to work well when he releases different lines of products, because we can have a very narrow vertically stacked logo, which is just going to have the VO, LA, TI and LE in a 4-stack format, most likely with no lines. And then we've also got this shortened word mark, which I propose could be used for social media icons, like we've got here in the top. And this is how we combine it with display fonts and also smaller text here, body copy. An example of what the packaging could look like. Again, the logo can expand or condense. So no matter the packaging for any of the products that Jude's releasing, there'll be a logo mark that fits it perfectly. So now the missing piece of the puzzle is to create a logo completely in line with this. And just then I was experimenting with the 2 V's from the Volatile to create a Volt. So what I did was connect these 2 V's up. As you can see, this V here, tilted at a 290-degree angle, I believe, creates this effect, and then duplicated. And then a line directly down the middle and a box across there creates this Volt, which is going to be perfect proportions in line with the word mark, and will definitely do the job. But I'm not happy until I experiment with lots of different versions, so I'm going to pull some inspiration together now, and I might save the sketching for tomorrow's video, because it's getting quite late now. We've done the mind mapping, and then once we've pulled the inspiration as well, we're probably going to be looking at about 6 PM on Friday, and we could save it till Monday to do a full sketching episode. But to be in a good position, I really want to get a lot of different images, so then I can use the mind map that we created along with the inspiration to try and come up with many, many unique concepts. We can sketch them out in detail in the next episode, and this way I'll also have time to show you all at once how I then refine the winning concepts on Adobe Illustrator as well, which will be very, very useful if you're quite new to the software. So I think that's what we're going to do for the rest of the day. Let me go away and find some inspiration. I'll show you exactly what we've got in a second. So I'm going to show you exactly where my head's at right now. I've pulled together a variety of inspiration here, and I'll tell you why. So although Jude specifically mentioned that he wanted a Volt as his logo, we've really got to remember here that we're building the brand not just for him, but for his target audience. And this means that I'm going to explore options that aren't necessarily just a Volt. Now, what I like to do with my logos usually is take a few different things and multiply them or merge them together and combine elements to make a unique logo mark. When I was looking at a few of these logos, it really got me thinking. We can start to pull together things like innovation, which could be used for the eye vision, maybe have a negative space bolt in there. But I really, really liked this face with the tape over the mouth. Now, this really does show that unapologetic, fearless style, And you've got to remember here who we're targeting and what that target audience would like to see from our brand Volatile. So I'm going to experiment with a few different things. I thought this was a really, really cool logo, and it's got me excited for Monday, where I'm going to experiment with the sketches. The plan of action going forward with this series is to document Monday to Friday exactly how I'm working on the agency, because they are the only days that I'm going to be working on the agency. When I went away traveling, I went away with the idea of I'm going to work every single day for the next 365 days until I scale my agency up to a certain point and blah, blah, blah. It is not possible. If you work every single day, you will experience massive burnout. Halfway through that trip, I was the most tired I've probably ever been, ever. And it's because I was creating these videos, I was designing brands, I was outreaching, I was speaking to clients, and it just all crashed down, all of my energy all at once. And it made me realize when I was sat in Bali, and I realized I've been punishing myself for having time off whilst being in the UK. And I think from consistently punishing myself week in, week out, I drove myself out of the country. And I thought that by moving away, I'd have zero distractions and I could work every single day. But honestly, it's not healthy. I think having that balance between going out and seeing your friends and spending time with family is very, very necessary. Being completely transparent, I was looking at the weather in Bali, and I would have done absolutely anything to trade that weather to just have a good laugh with my friends. So obviously, with my age only being 22, I feel like that social life is a huge part of what can drive you, motivate you, and especially it has been for me anyway. I've been trying to build my business from bouncing ideas off my mates and wondering whether these dreams could actually become realities. And it's been so motivating to run through these ideas. And as I'm doing a lot of trial and error with things such as YouTube and social media, having a good group of friends really does help you get to that destination that you want to get to. So you've got to take the breaks, and that's why I'm going to be working Monday to Friday, hardcore, get all the videos out each day as and when it happens, show you the mistakes, show you the transparencies, show you the wins, show you the losses. And then on the weekends, I'm not going to be filming a thing. Well, yeah, so that's been today's episode. Thank you very much for watching. I'm looking forward to consistently posting these again. I get 5 of these out a week. I'm also going to be posting 5 short form videos on Instagram as well. And that's the roadmap for the next few months. We'll see where we can take this agency. We've got a really cool project started next week with the SOSA, which is a Save Our Species Alliance wildlife organization, which we're going to create a very, very cool brand identity for. I've gone really in depth with the strategy here. So you'll probably see another video where we build the strategy live. And then after that, it'll be a case of building out the visual identity. So I'll see you on Monday. Thank you very much for watching. And make sure you message me on Instagram if you've got any questions whatsoever. I will answer every single person's question.